Hello everyone and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event with Lee Harris of Emoji Trading. My name is Juanita and I am the platform NinjaTrader representative today. I would like to mention it is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodity futures contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstance and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond this amount. Please inquire at the following link for a full copy of the CFTC risk disclosure or if you have any additional questions. Also, please remember that these training webinars are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. This webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Any brokerage-related questions should be sent directly to the brokerage using the phone number or the email address that I provided in the room. The NinjaTrader ecosystem website is home to hundreds of third-party apps and services, all centered around the NinjaTrader trading platform. With new tools added nearly every day, NinjaTrader ecosystem is home to hundreds of apps and services. You'll also find information about upcoming webinars in an on-demand archive of previous event recordings. For all up-to-date information, please join us on Twitter and Facebook as those are updated daily. NinjaTrader is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. To ensure you are on the latest version of NinjaTrader and to pick up a free live data trial, please visit the following link. You're also welcome to lease or purchase NinjaTrader using the following link. And if you are just getting started with NinjaTrader, for those of you who are joining us for the first time today, we do offer free live training on a daily basis. You can view a schedule of our weekly webinars using the following link. We're very excited for this unique event in which Lee will complete an overview of Emoji Trading's order flow suite for NinjaTrader 8. Thank you again, everybody, for your attendance. And without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the room Lee. Go ahead and take it away, Lee.
Great, thank you very much, Juanita. Appreciate the introduction. I'm just going to share my screen, and if you can just confirm that you can hear me and see my screen with a Y in the chat box, that'd be great. Perfect, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Tony. Enough. Okay, good. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. It's been a really busy day in the equities today. Quite volatile, one directional, but good fun if you got it right. So my name is Lee Harris. I run a company called Emoji Trading. That's our website. And today I'm going to give a high-level overview of our order flow suite, which we have just released this week for NinjaTrader 8. Now, before we get into the detail of the presentation, I'm going to reiterate the various disclosures which you heard Juanita talk through a few moments ago. You know, trading is a potentially financially dangerous and risky endeavor, so take it seriously and absolutely do not trade with funds that you cannot afford to put at risk. So a little bit about me and Emoji Trading. I have been trading full-time since 2014, but prior to that I have always had an active interest in trading. I started in the very early 90s when I got my first job after university, so that gives you an idea of how old I am. And one of my work colleagues in the UK was what was known as a blue button on the floor of the London Stock Exchange, and he had the experience of being a runner on the floor during the 87 crash, and he lost a lot of money. So he went back into the IT world, which is how I started my career. But he got me interested in trading options on UK equities, and this was about 1991, 1992, and through his broker, UBS, I actually managed to visit the floor of the Life Exchange in London when it was there, and I loved it. I always regret that my parents hadn't had me maybe 5 years earlier, because I always felt I would have entered the city in London for a big bang, but it wasn't to be. I entered IT and I had a corporate career for about 12, 15 years, mainly in sales, but my background's technical. I'm a computer science graduate. So I was trading options, CFDs on equities, and doing this, you know, as a side gig. It was never that serious, but I was into technical analysis, running meta stock, looking at equities, all this kind of, you know, very retail approach to trading. I then set up my own business, which I ran for, let me think, probably about another 10, 12 years. And that was all about consumer product development, consumer electronics. And I'd build stuff in the Far East and I'd sell it worldwide. So I come from a background of technology, understanding sales and marketing, and knowing what makes a good product. My ethos has always been, if I can identify something useful to me, then other people like me will find it useful. So it's just a case of let's go and find these people and share that understanding with them. Now in 2014, I divested from my business at the time, and it gave me the opportunity to look at trading full-time. So I joined an education-oriented prop firm in London, because I thought I've got the opportunity to trade, but I need to see what it's like to do this properly. So I paid for some education. I paid a lot of money every month for a desk, and a lot of money every month for CQG, and I was getting up at 4 in the morning, getting on the first train into London to be at my desk before 7 o'clock to trade Eurex, Bund and Euro stocks. And after 6 months, I realized this education-oriented prop firm was really not that great. And actually, the massive leverage they were telling me I could have was nothing special. I mean, it was no different to what I could achieve through, any retail-oriented broker in the US. But it told me, first of all, that there was nothing so magical about doing this in quotes properly. And the whole prop firm arcade model, certainly the arcade model in the UK, was very tired. What I also learnt was technical analysis really had no place in quotes, proper trading. Everything I knew about Bollinger Bands, MACD, RSI, all the stuff I'd read and studied really hard in books like, Murphy's Technical Analysis, the Futures Market, meant nothing. I was trading off a dome, I was using things like pivot points, but what I realized was actually any horizontal line at a level in the market was tradable, and you just had to assess from the volume being traded, were you going to go in the direction or were you going to fade it? And that's how you trade in a prop firm. So that really got me interested in order flow. When I realized that all these wiggly lines on charts were kind of irrelevant, I needed to start to understand how things started to tick. So I built some tools initially for myself, but then going back to my approach of if it's good for me, it can be good for other people, I commercialize the product, which we've now ported to NinjaTrader. Alongside that, I am co-founder of an educational trading group called Trading Research Group, where we have currently around 100 members, many of whom are doing well, funded by various evaluator firms. And we focus on the process of trading, how you develop a trading edge, how you develop consistent trade setups, and most importantly, how you use order flow to trade, whether that's for scalping or for structural swing-based trades. And before anyone asks me, if you can make so much money trading, why do you educate? Why do you write software? Why don't you spend all your time trading? I do trade. I trade every day. I was trading this afternoon. But for me, I have to achieve a balance between watching the markets to actually identify things that can develop an edge and can potentially be productized and simplified into tools and indicators. And the process of looking for these patterns and situations and being able to reverse engineer them from the raw data and then translate those into tools makes me a better trader. Likewise, educating people makes me a better trader. If I can't understand something clearly from first principles and educate it and explain it clearly, then it means I don't understand it. So the process of sharing knowledge is what actually helps my trading. And the irony is when the same people that go, if you can make so much money trading, why do you educate? Why do you sell software? Are also the same people that then want all the information from you to get an edge, but are skeptical about where this comes from. So I trade every day, but I also apply what I know about trading to software and education. And this ethos really rolls through into what we do at Emoji. So first of all, in this industry of educators and software vendors, there are no magic or amazing indicators, especially not those based on price. Anything only looking at price and wavy lines and, Algo Box 9000 is utter nonsense. We make no claims that our indicators are magic or amazing. Our indicators look at patterns in the volume that has traded in the market and make it easier for you to see those patterns. But we also help people understand how to see this same set of events from the raw data. I coach people from first principles, reading the raw data. So any vendor that claims, we have a unique, magic, amazing indicator, be very careful. Be especially careful if they are not transparent about how their indicator works or what it does. Most of the indicators on the market, most of the trading approaches are only looking at price. And this goes back to technical analysis and on the flaws with technical analysis. Price is just a measurement. The only reason that markets move and prices move is because of the volume that trades. If more market orders lift the offer than there are passive sell orders in the book, then price will go up. If the passive sell orders in the book overwhelm the aggressive buying, price will not go up. So by looking at the volume that trades, you can determine what will happen to price. If you are relying on price, let alone calculations applied to price in order to make your decisions, you are several steps away from what is going on. So any indicator that is not taking volume into account is not giving you the advantage of being as close as you can possibly be to the factors that cause price to move. So this is exactly what we espouse. We have to understand why price moves, and we are very happy to explain here is what we are looking at within the traded volume in order to highlight conditions that, from which you can interpret how and where price may move. So we position our indicators not as magic indicators, but they're visualization tools of patterns which are going on in the volume, and they help you be more productive. So what is the order flow suite? Well, on the left, you can see the NinjaTrader 8 volumetric bars, which are an implementation of what's known as a footprint chart. A footprint chart shows you the volume that has traded through market orders at every price level. So you will see how many market orders aggressively lifted the offer, how many market orders aggressively hit the bid. So a footprint chart organizes this information, which is present in the time of sales, the tape, and presents it in a way that can be analyzed. What we do is look for patterns within this traded volume to make it easier to identify important conditions. One of the challenges in interpreting the raw data in the footprint chart is there's all this data. And actually, you don't want to see all the data, you only want to see what matters. So you can learn how to read a footprint chart, but it takes a while. There's a lot of data to ignore. So our indicators make it easier to see what's happening within the footprint chart. Or if you don't want a footprint chart on your screen, use it on a regular candlestick chart. You're going to get the same information as to what's going on even without the footprint on your screen. Our indicators work with all NinjaTrader 8 license variations. So although the volumetric bars are only present within a lifetime license, we are not reliant on the lifetime license or the volumetric bars in order for you to get our visualizations. We work just fine with lifetime, lease, or free licenses. And we also work not only with the NinjaTrader 8 volumetric bars, but with other popular third-party footprint implementations, whether it's GOMI, MZPack, Noft. We also have our own free footprint charts implementation for NinjaTrader, which is called Emoji Freeprint. So what about the functionality? Well, we've got a number of indicators, 14, within the order flow suite. And what they do is identify various order flow conditions. And we can broadly categorize those into aggression. So there's overwhelming aggression of market orders, which is causing us to move. Absorption, which is when the passive orders in the order book are overwhelming the aggressive traders trading with market orders. And then exhaustion, which is when aggressive traders trading with market orders are running out of energy or momentum. We've also got indicators that look at order flow conditions, including delta divergence, which is a broader, more coarse way of seeing exhaustion, but across a series of bars on a chart. Unfinished business, which is a really interesting order flow situation that tells us when we have reached a price that is not too high or not too low. Therefore, by implication, because the market is an auction, there is a price beyond this unfinished business price, which is likely to be too high or too low. Therefore, we can expect to revisit this unfinished business price level at some point in the future. And also order flow ratios, which have been popularized by various vendors, which are a coarse way of interpreting conditions, including exhaustion and absorption at the extremes of footprint bars or candlesticks. We also include indicators which are used and made popular by various order flow educators. We have edge zones, which is used by Anthony Drager in his edge trading group. This is an aggression indicator, which allows you to filter the presence of aggressive traders using various conditions, and also a range of indicators by Mike Valtos of orderflows.com using his proprietary algorithms that analyze the traded volume. So our 14 indicators can identify various order flow conditions that occur within the traded volume. But what makes our tools stand apart are some really clever features relating to visualization and tracking of levels, which we call emoji zones, and also some clever filtering mechanisms that allow us to detach time from the specific chart that you're looking at. So let's regard the indicators as highlighting events that occur within the order flow. And I'll now take you through the advanced functionality of the emoji zones and the advanced look-back filtering that really help you fine-tune and make the most out of interpreting these events. So here we're illustrating emoji zones. This is applied to the edge zone indicator, which is all about aggression. So what you can see is when we have a new event within a bar, so this bar at around 9:30 on the left-hand side with the orange triangle, is showing we've got new demand. We have got aggressive traders entering the market. So we project this solid green zone out to represent where the aggression has occurred. But now we've established this level from the order flow, we track it over time. And as we retrade through the levels caused by the order flow events, we qualify the nature of the trading through these levels using order flow and our understanding of the patterns of the traded volume. So we will transition from a state of new demand through continuing demand, if it's tested and holds, to exhausted demand, it's likely to break, and then we can flip it over if you so wish. So demand turns into supply. So what we see here from this 9:30 bar is we got new demand, but the way in which the three candles traded through this price level subsequently told us the level was unlikely to hold. So you couldn't lean on that level. If anything, you'd be looking for an opportunity to trade short through it. Sure enough, it broke. When it broke, we turned into that solid red band in the middle of the screen, and it became supply. You can see on the way down, we traded towards another area of new demand, that solid green band, and the way we traded through that told us it was likely to hold. It was continuing demand. So we moved into this state, the transparent green color, of continuing demand. Sure enough, we go up. And look, it can only be a coincidence that we have new aggressive demands taking us right through the level that had converted from demand to supply. So what the computer is now doing for you is qualifying order flow events that happened a few, several, many bars ago and tracking them on your behalf. Now, this is really hard to do if you're a human. So sure, in the current candle, you can see something new happen, but monitoring this over time from 30 minutes ago, a day ago, 5 years ago, is really hard. And this is one piece of value that the emoji indicators bring you, which is, as well as identifying levels, they qualify and track them and visualize their state as these levels retrade. You can really apply this in an interesting way on daily charts. So in a market like ES, occasionally we'll get the situation where there is a gap in a price level, so no volume traded on one side of the book at a specific price level during the day, and it never filled in. And this is a sign of overwhelming aggression. So what we can do is track these cycles. Here I'm using the emoji small print indicator on a daily chart to highlight when we have a gap in volume on one side of the book on a daily chart, which is unusual. And I'm telling it to track these cycles over multiple cycles of supply to demand. We don't limit ourselves to one cycle. We can track for 10 cycles. So if you run a 2-3 year chart, you can find levels which get very interesting and can potentially act as intraday stopping points when they're revisited. And you can use this technique quite successfully on markets like ES and CL on longer term charts to find, in quotes, hidden levels that you just wouldn't be aware of unless you had the computer doing the analysis for you, going way back in time. It'd be too arduous to track these and plot these manually. The other piece of really smart functionality we've got is we call our advanced look-back filter. So sure, we can find events in bars, but you can filter what is relatively high and relatively low. And the means by which we can filter are simply looking back for higher high, lower low over a number of bars, fine. We can do the same thing though across minutes. So what's neat about this, imagine that you're using a tick chart or a volume chart. We can say, well, let's look for the highest high, lowest low over the past 30 minutes, even though you're looking at a tick chart. So we're detaching the time element from the chart type or the periodicity of the chart that you're looking at. We can also apply this same logic to filter events that are occurring only at the session high or session low, or at the daily high or daily low. And even though NinjaTrader doesn't present like split session times, we can put a split session time within the filter. So if you're running a Globex chart on ES, we can filter events that are happening during regular trading hours, during a regular trading hour high and low, separately from the daily high and low. We can create that 2-session split. So for an event like unfinished business, we can say if we have unfinished business at the regular trading hour session high or session low, tell us about it. Because that's then saying to us we've got a price at the extreme of the session which is not proven to be too high or too low, therefore it's likely we're going to trade there again. So our advanced look-back filter in conjunction with the indicators that look for order flow events really let you pinpoint events in the context of the structure of the market. We can even go a level further and say not only look back a number of minutes, but create a rolling time window from the start of the session. So if you think about the concept of market profile in 30-minute periods from the start of the session, we can say, let's look back for highest high, lowest low during a rolling 30-minute window from the session start. So now we're qualifying events within the context of each market profile TPO period. So even without looking at a market profile TPO chart, you can be looking at a simple candlestick chart or a footprint, but still be cognizant of what is high or low within the structure of another charting approach by using a rolling look-back window. And that's our advanced look-back filter. What this then allows you to do is combine market structure, so appreciation of the Globex and the regular trading hour structure, as well as concepts like market profile and TPO, and our order flow analysis into trade setups. And these are the kind of setups which I trade every day, and also members of our educational trading group, TRG, Trading Research Group, are coached in and also trade. So typical trades that I will do, based upon the probability of certain structural events happening, are trading to the extreme of the first 30-minute high or low from somewhere within that range, or using the concept of the initial balance, the first hour's high or low, knowing that ES will break at least one side of the initial balance pretty much every day. use order flow to qualify the quality of the initial balance high, the initial balance low, and then use order flow to look for an entry to trade from somewhere in the middle to the edge, which we know is likely to break. We can also do things like qualify the quality of that break. So trading from the middle to the edge is something I would call an inside-out trade. But once we've broken that level, let's qualify the edge of the session using the order flow, because typically 2 days out of 5, the stats show that ES will break both sides. So if we can understand from the order flow that we've had a weak break of the high or the low, then we've got opportunities to trade all the way back through the range. So by using the emoji indicators, understanding market structure, allowing the indicators to identify patterns in order flow within the context of the session and things like market profile rotations, you can really build some pretty interesting and robust trade setups and assemble them into your trading playbook. Now, all of the information that we analyze within the indicators, we make available within NinjaTrader so that you can use the data for alerts, strategies, automated trading. So if you use tools like Bloodhound or Blackbird from Shark Indicators, we expose all of the levels that we're identifying, as well as simple conditions. Do we have a new supply event? Do we have a new demand event? So you can start to create alerts for an order flow event that's just happened, or get really sophisticated and say, well, if we've got unfinished business at the high of the day, then I'm interested in looking for a long. So now alert me when we get back to within 1 tick of our nearest new demand zone, because I'm looking to trade the retest of a new demand level back to the unfinished business. So we've constructed our indicators in a way where you've got full programmatic access to all of the data levels that we can identify. So in a nutshell, that's really the overview of our order flow suite for NinjaTrader 8. There are 14 indicators included within the package, but what makes them really come to life is our emoji zone visualizations and our advanced look-back filter. You can take any single indicator for $49 a month. We license our software on a rolling subscription basis, or you can take the complete suite for $99 a month, and that starts with a 14-day free trial, giving you ample time to assess and evaluate the indicators. All the indicators are thoroughly documented on our website, as well as various overviews and no-nonsense explanations of order flow concepts like absorption, exhaustion, aggression, unfinished business. So you can get access to the order flow suite at emojitrading.com/NinjaTrader/order flow suite. I'm putting relevant links in the chat right now for the order flow suite, for our free footprint implementation called Freeprint, and also our educational group, tradingresearchgroup.com. So those links are there in the chat. And now I'd be very happy to do is scroll through the chat and deal with any questions that have come up. So let's have a look. Robert NA says nobody cares. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to ignore that. Tony shows the chart. We've gone through charts, Tony. One thing I will say, you know what? All charts are wrong, and a lot of traders don't get this. The market does not care about the chart type, the chart period that you're looking at. So if you're looking at 5 minutes or 8 range or 8 tick reversal, these are all arbitrary visualizations of what's going on within the market. All that matters is the volume, and the volume that's traded at price. And something really important to realize is the horizontal divisions that you use to divide up your chart are going to create different patterns of volume in each division. And this is why it's so important to really appreciate the structure of the market, both through the session and some degree using market profile, because the session and the day is something you can't argue with. And the longer term, 30-minute rotations are looked at by enough people that qualifying the end of them is important. But by having that view of the structure, then you can start to zoom in, whether that's on 5 minute or 1 minute or 4 tick or 8 range, and then start to qualify what's happening right at the edge. Let's have a look. What other questions do we have? Okay, Robert enjoyed everything other than the first 5 minutes. Okay, thank you, Robert. But as a newbie to NinjaTrader ecosystem, I think it's important that you know a little bit about me and where we come from. UD is asking 14 days. Is it enough to learn 14 indicators? You know what? You never stop learning when you're trading. It is a continuum of learning. 14 days is enough time to get a sense of what the tools do and how you can use them. I also contend you don't want to use every indicator. What's important is to understand the principles of order flow conditions like aggression versus absorption versus exhaustion. And we've got resources on our website, UD, that help you do that. And then it's a case of starting to see how the indicators can help you see these conditions, and then how you can apply your understanding of these conditions to your trade setups in your playbook. As I said up front, these are not magic indicators. You do not come to trading with the hope of throwing an indicator on a chart and saying, when it's green, I buy, when it's red, I sell. Trading isn't like that. You've got to trade within the context of the structure of the market and an appreciation of what the participants in the market are doing. So our indicators are visualization tools that help you see what's going on, but you don't just buy because something's gone green, you don't just sell because something has gone red. Our indicators help you see what's going on within this framework. So within 14 days, you've got enough time to get a sense of how they work and if that resonates with you and if it's useful. Boston guys asking, can we demo the tool? We don't demo on webinars because, well, you know, lack of live data, etc. There's lots of screenshots and examples on our website. Omar's asking, which is the best of these indicators for you to trade futures? This is not trading, Omar. You do not trade using 1 or 2 or 10 or 100 magic indicators. You trade because you have an identified trading edge. You take that edge into a setup, and you can use visualization tools to help you identify this edge and execute on that edge. So personally, the tools that I use to make my life easier, I used unfinished business to identify prices that are not too high or not too low and likely to be visited. I use the emoji price projector because it gives a very powerful visualization of the combination of exhaustion and absorption and aggression. So in other words, aggressive traders are running out of steam. We have opposing aggression in the other direction, and all the passive traders are absorbing the aggression. And I will use the small print indicator on longer term charts to highlight gaps where volume has not been filled in to look for potential stopping points. So for me, the best of the indicators that help me within my structural trade setups are unfinished business, price projector pro, and small prints. But this is within the framework of having an edge and having trade setups. Do not come to our tools thinking I use X and Y and Z, throw them on a chart, buy green, sell red. Trading doesn't work that way. Serge says he doesn't use indicators, just naked charts and zones. Great. You might want to investigate our tools and see how they can increase your productivity and free your brain for more analysis and focus on other things. But you've got the right idea. You focus on the volume and how volume reacts at inflection points. Venkat is asking, are orange arrows available for alerts and programming? Yes, 100%. All of the data that we identify is exposed programmatically within our tools. Rex is asking, if I go on the 14-day trial, will you help us through the trial period and show me how to test my strategy trading MES on first week into trading? We are a software vendor at Emoji Trading, Rex. So we have an educational trading group called Trading Research Group. If you want to learn how to trade using order flow and with the process of trading, so you're new to trading, please research our educational offering and join our many members who are trading successfully within a framework of good process and consistency. Mark is saying indicators look great, thank you very much. Is there a place to really learn the different way to use the indicators taken care of in your trading research group? Yes, to an extent. So within Trading Research Group, we are all about developing an edge, developing a robust disciplined trading process, and having a playbook of setups. I actually coach people how to trade from the raw data. I don't mandate use emoji indicators, but once you understand how to trade using the raw data, you can apply tools like emoji to make your life easier and use them as productivity tools. But if you want to learn order flow from first principles and have a foundation understanding, this is what Trading Research Group is all about. Greg is saying it all makes sense, thank you. And he's in the UK, thank you. Mentoring available and cost. Yeah, I do one-to-one coaching. Details are on the emoji website, but Trading Research Group membership is $99 a month. We meet live multiple times every week. Every meeting is recorded in our library, which has hundreds of hours of recordings of live trading, educational clinics and workshops. And we also have a 24/7 Slack chat group. In fact, we've got some members I can see from Trading Research Group who are in the audience today as well. Matthew is asking, is there any tutorial that comes with it in case of questions during setup or anything? There's full documentation on our website, Matthew. We take pride in being as transparent and clear in our explanations as we can be, so please browse our reference guides and knowledge base at emojitrading.com. And if there are any gaps there, please drop us an email and we'll see how we can help. Glenford's saying trade stocks, will these indicators work? They'll be okay, not as good as futures. If you go to emojitrading.com/order flow, you will see my take on different asset classes. So the purest products to trade are futures because of centralized exchanges and full transparency of volume. The challenge with stocks is there are multiple trading venues, so you're not necessarily getting the cleanest volume information. Likewise with Forex, you're seeing one broker's view of the market. So the best products to trade using order flow analysis are futures contracts. Michael, I think, do you have examples of what these look like in real time, i.e. maximizing entry positions? They look like the screenshots I've shown, Michael. Everything appears in real time, zones are calculated in real time, events are calculated in real time. So you get live real-time indications as order flow changes and ebbs and flows. Venkat's asking, do we have to be expert programmers and use fancy method calls, or can we use it from the indicators? You don't need to be a programmer to use our indicators, Venkat. You can apply our indicators to any charts. You must have tick replay enabled because that's how you get access to order flow. And we expose all of the levels. So if you use the NinjaTrader strategy builder, for example, you have got access to all of the data that we're analyzing. So if you want to build an alert saying beep when we are within one tick of the nearest new demand, you can do that within the NinjaTrader strategy builder or the alert manager. Mark is asking, does Trading Research Group actually teach how to use your order flow suite or trading room? I think I've spoken to that. Trading Research Group teaches you how to trade in a structured method using a playbook of setups and how to understand order flow from raw data. You can then apply emoji indicators to make your life easier interpreting the raw data. We do have live events pretty much every week, and all live events are recorded, and we will do live tape reading, live trading. We don't call trades, we don't predict levels, we're non-Furu, but we do trade live and say what we're seeing. Adam's saying just ordered, thank you. No, thank you, Adam. Rex, how would I know if any indicator works for me? Take our trial, Rex. That's why we do a 14-day free trial. Try it. If it works for you, great. We welcome you as a client. If it doesn't work for you, hey, nothing ventured. Evans is saying he's a bit confused. I have the Ninja 8. Is this additional to be added to the Ninja 8? Yes. So emoji indicators are an add-on of 14 indicators that you can use within NinjaTrader 8. Matthew's asking if there's a lifetime license available. No, our model is a monthly subscription and you get access to all ongoing updates and enhancements. We have 2 to 3 significant updates each year and we can only support that on a subscription model. Robert's asking, do any of these indicators repaint? They're live indicators, so we don't repaint historical levels. That would be crazy, but everything is trading live. Vadim's asking, can I backtest your indicator set on Strategy Analyzer? Assume I've downloaded local bid-ask tick data because Valtos indicates, yeah, all of our indicators, as I've said, I think to Venkat, you can backtest our indicators because they use tick data and tick replay, and all the levels are exposed. Udi is asking, how can we achieve edge if so many traders use order flow? Udi, you achieve an edge because you're interpreting the volume. Yeah? You trade because you can read the volume and you understand what's happening in the volume. An edge comes from identifying a statistical repeatable advantage. The best way of gaining that edge is to understand the volume. Andreas asking, can I show an unfinished auction? I don't have a chart in this deck, Andreas, but if you go to our website and look at the unfinished business indicator, you will see examples of how we highlight unfinished business conditions. John is asking whether membership and trading research group is a separate charge from the monthly indicator suite. Absolutely. We separate software and tools from education. We do not say you need to use our education to use our tools successfully. You don't. Likewise, we don't say that our education is only valid if you use our tools. So if you understand order flow and you're looking to make your life easier, but you really understand this stuff, you will gain benefit from our tools. If you don't understand order flow, but you don't want to invest in software, that's fine. Join Trading Research Group, and after a few months, you will have a great understanding of order flow. These things are separate. Matthew loves how it takes market profile and context into account. Thank you very much. Looks great and can't wait to try it. Thank you very much indeed. Jamil has a customer service issue and has put his email address and contact details on there and saying he bought an indicator from us for 147 USD and he has no news from me. Well, you didn't, because we have no indicators priced 147 US dollars. So I think you may be confusing us with another vendor. Greg is asking, including currency futures, yes, you can trade 6B, 6E, CME, FX futures, you can apply order flow analysis to this. They've got a question, can we activate order flow on lease license for 1 quarter? Yeah, very easily. You subscribe to us for 3 consecutive months in succession. Our software license model is monthly subscription. Any membership program do get a lifetime license, and I've spoken to its monthly subscription and membership program where we have a separate educational trading group. Jean is asking, do all indicators show on the chart, or any way we can see today's performance of E-mini? I can't bring up today's chart because one of the conditions of being in the NinjaTrader vendor ecosystem is that we show the same deck that we run past the Ninja compliance team, which we did 2 weeks ago. And also performance of what? I've explained it's not about magic indicators, it's about understanding trade setups and using our tools to make life easier. So we did today, I traded the equities today. There were several points in time where we had unfinished business at the daily low. We saw it on YM, we saw it on RCY, we saw it on ES. That was picked up depending upon your preferred indicators to trade towards it. Price Rejector would have picked up some entry opportunities. Delta Scalper Pro. The indicators highlight conditions that occur every day. It's not do they work, do they not work. There are conditions which they highlight. Evans is asking, so if I'm only trading options, this wouldn't be for me. Well, it depends how you trade options, Evans. I would hope if you trade options, that you're analyzing the underlying. So I trade options on ES futures. I will write vertical call and vertical put spreads to collect premium, but I do this by analyzing the underlying, and I analyze the underlying using order flow. And then I decide what options I'm going to deal with. I hope you're not charting options or doing analysis like that, but if you make your options trading decisions, used by analyzing the underlying, this will work for you. Tony is asking 14-day free trial only good with $99 a month. Yes. So even if you're only interested in one indicator, try them all. Then you get a 14-day free trial, then decide what you want to do. Vams is asking if you have to have a full or paid license with NinjaTrader. No, I spoke to that at the start. This works with all variations of NinjaTrader 8, provided you're running Windows 10. So it works with NinjaTrader Free, NinjaTrader Lease, and NinjaTrader Lifetime License. Boston's asking intraday trading only or swing trading also. Anything. You can use this for scalping, you can use it for swing trading, you can use it for multi-day trading. And I will scalp, I do structural intraday swings, and I do multi-day position trades using micros. Do I need to send my machine keys to try the 14-day trial, or is it built into the installation? We have our own licensing system. When you sign up with us, we will send you an activation key, and our software has tools to activate the software on your machine. RB is asking what's our relationship to Michael Valtos and other creators of these order flow indicators. So we have no commercial relationship with Michael Valtos at orderflows.com, but we do collaborate on order flow ideas and techniques, and these are put into our indicators. John is asking which of the indicators show volume. None of the indicators show volume, John. The indicators analyze volume, and then they show you conditions that are occurring within the traded volume. So let's see, we've got some repeated questions. Can we activate on a lease license for a quarter? No, it's monthly. Do we do live trading sessions? Trading Research Group has multiple live meetings every week. Robert is qualifying Windows 10. Yep, we work on Windows 10. Windows 8.1 will not work. Let's see, Venkat, 14 calendar days are working days. Don't want to sign up on Saturday and lose 2 days. 14 calendar days, Venkat. You can use the weekends to do historical analysis. Any customization on risk management or money management built in? I don't understand the context of that question. You can use order flow to identify higher probability trade setups with lower risk, because you can be aware of very specific price levels and really then tighten up your risk. Does this work in penny stocks? Works best in futures. Penny stocks not interesting to me as a thing to trade. Eric's asking how many machines can we run this on? It's one machine, Eric, per license, just like NinjaTrader. Robert is asking, can the methods be backtested in NinjaTrader 8? Yes, you can backtest our indicators in NinjaTrader 8 because we use tick replay and we expose all of the plots of our indicators and the levels which come out. Leela has said NASDAQ. Trade NQ, absolutely. You can trade NQ futures really nicely using our indicators. Looks like Siva Makrishna, I hope I pronounced that right, does lifetime license already have these 14 indicators? No, to be clear, NinjaTrader version 8 is a charting and trading platform. Emoji Trading Order Flow Suite is an add-on of 14 indicators that you can add and install on top of NinjaTrader 8. Somebody's asked how to join Trading Research Group. So I will repost the URL shortly. It's www.tradingresearchgroup.com. Someone's asked, is there a trial period for the group? No. The price is $99 a month. You will have access to hundreds of hours of videos, 24/7 Slack chat with our members, and multiple live meetings each week. So for 2 ES points in a month, you gain exceptional value with no trial. Daniel's asking, will this give accurate results in playback? If you have tick replay enabled, absolutely. And Eric is qualifying, yes, you can install our indicators on multiple machines, but only one machine can be active. So we have license management. You can activate, deactivate specific machines, but if you have a desktop and a laptop, you can install our software on both and then activate, deactivate as you wish. If you want the software on 2 machines live at the same time, it's 2 licenses, just the same as with a NinjaTrader lease or lifetime license. Venkat's asking, are there any videos of for the indicators? Yeah, please check our website. Please check our YouTube and Vimeo channels, all of which are linked to at our website. Yes, Kennedy, one machine at a time, multiple installations, one live at a time. I'm going to repost the various URLs in the chat. So you will find our indicator at emojitrading.com/NinjaTrader/order flow suite. Our free footprint chart called Freeprint is at emojitrading.com/freeprint. And my trading research group is tradingresearchgroup.com. So I rattled through those questions. Wow, there are a lot of questions. So thank you. We had some good ones. We had some obscure ones. That's part of the course. I'll stay here chatting away for a few more minutes in case there are any other questions in the chat. But other than that, thank you very much for attending today. Thank you for your attention. NinjaTrader will share details of the recording of this webinar. And please reach out to us at emojitrading.com if you have any questions at all about what we've covered today. Thank you very much.
I would like to give a special thank you to Lee of Emoji Trading for a great presentation. Everyone in attendance will receive an on-demand recording of today's event, so please keep an eye out for that email. NinjaTrader Ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a value-added service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we hope that you'll attend them on a regular basis. We would also like to remind you, information provided in this was that of Emoji Trading and not of NinjaTraders. All information is for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we do appreciate the time you spend with us. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from everybody here at the NinjaTrader ecosystem.